Hey, here we are once again in my little studio here in Brooklyn, New York. And we have a little thing on the workbench here, as you can see. That's a little project going on. I don't know what these people do to my instruments. I spend all my life trying to get these things right, and then somebody comes along and does a number on it. Anyway, this bass was made in 1979. It was one of the first bolt-ons I made back in those days, you know. And it was like, I tried to make it an angle here a little bit so it wouldn't be too much like a Fender. And I put a plate back here. At the fingerboard on this one, well, the guy that bought this name's John. I don't know John's last name right now, but he sent it to me. He bought it somewhere. And somebody did a real number on the fingerboard. They re-radiused it, and it looks like they pressed the frets in with a lot of glue, and it was just a disaster. And we are in the process now of taking the fingerboard off. So what we do is we just get the, it's just a regular iron like you would iron clothes with, you know, and you just get it as hot as you can and heat up the glue, and eventually through prying we just run these little sticks up here. I can hold the camera a minute, Pete, if you want to show them how you can just roll that up a little bit. Just show people how we take fingerboards off. And sometimes, you know, you can even see up here where I started to chisel a little bit and take some of it off. And sometimes we just sand them off. Sometimes we use a router and route the whole thing off. But I like this method the best because it's cleaner. You get the fingerboard off nice and clean. Actually, I usually, there we go. You just keep moving the iron down. It's pretty hot right now. That fingerboard gets real hot. And Pete is just rolling those sticks down, and eventually the whole fingerboard will just come off. And as you can see, move your hand down there, Pete. You can see how clean the fingerboard. I mean, the neck. You know, all we'll have to do after we get this fingerboard off is take a sanding bar and just run down the neck and get it nice and clean, get all the excess glue off of it, and put a new fingerboard on, which will be another project, and then new frets. But whoever did the work, they changed the radius on the fingerboard. Was like I don't know, like 7 inches or something. It was almost, it was really a high radius, you know. And my radiuses are, even back in those days, I was using like a 12 or 13. Now it's like more like 16 to 18. Yeah, Pete, coming off nice. That thing really is clean. Well, you can tell, see, when I put those fingerboards on, man, they were on there to stay. You can see down here too. Let me get this picture of that slug. Can you get the slug? That's that little. Can you point to the slug there, Pete? Yeah. That's epoxy. That's the rod. That's the end of the rod. We tie it off. But back in those days, I just used like a. You can't really see it because the epoxy's covering it up. But I put just a regular nut, and then 2 surrounding nuts, and locked it in place and poured epoxy in the holes. It's pretty damn solid. And this neck, we'll show you the back of it too. This wood is absolutely incredible. If I could find some curly maple like this, you don't see this anymore, folks. This kind of curly maple is a thing of the past. And if you do find it, it's going to be very, very expensive, you know. We're almost there, Pete. My goodness, look at that.
Do you want to see the back of the neck?
Yeah, you can take the yarn off and just show them. Then we can. Yeah. Yeah. You hold it, Pete. Oh, just demonstrate what's going on. Yeah. It's this curly maple. That's about as fine as curly maple as you can get. That's the kind of stuff that you used to see on all those old Stradivari violins and the D'Angelico guitars and the old Epiphones and some of the Gibsons back in those days too, but you know, I haven't seen this wood in I don't know when the last time I saw this. There's a couple from that period though that we found, and you know, that's about it. I think we can. I just wanted to show you guys the stuff as we go along from time to time. Like I said, we're doing different videos, and since I have this camera here that works, you know, so we're just, I'll give this to my friend Dave, and he'll put it up on YouTube, so you guys will see it. And hang in there, because all the basses are coming. Pete, maybe you could, while we're here, let's do that too. Just show people. You can take a look and see all this stuff that's going on. These are all the necks and stuff that, you know, we're working on right now for everybody. Everybody's getting tons of stuff going on here. You know, the 4 strings, the semi-frills necks. This is one of the semi-frills. This is semi-frills. There's a 6-string, 36-inch scale. 38 here, 5-string. And all these bodies that Joe and Pete are putting together. These are just have to be carved yet, but they're all getting there. More beautiful. I don't know who's. We got names for some of these guys, but you know, there's a guitar that I had to put a new neck on. And this one, that's beautiful. It's Cocobolo. It's amazing. The wood we get these days. And you people, I don't know if you've ever seen this one back. I made this in 1975. And I'm going to refret this. There's a little bit of a problem with the fingerboard up here. And I'm going to take the frets out today and redo the fingerboard a little bit. You want me to print out a pickup in it for them too. Yeah. This is probably one of the first instruments I made. It says number 375. That means it was the third one I made in 1975. And I didn't start making the basses until late in 74. So this has got to be like probably one of the first 20 or 25 basses, I would think. Yeah. And this is when I was doing, I'll probably carve, I'm sure I can tell by the way this neck feels. I carved this neck and probably the body. Although Greg Bennett was there probably around that time too. But I still think I might have carved. He probably did some of the work on the bass, but I can tell. I definitely carved this neck. Anyway, that's it, guys, and we'll keep everybody posted. Hang in there. See ya.